It is no secret to longtime fans of the channel that trading card games have been a big influence in my life, both on and off the channel. In this series, both DemonBattler and myself will be opening 24 packs, or one box, of each core Yu-Gi-Oh! Booster set in chronological order. After each opening, we will build decks from all of the cards we have opened thus far, then duel each other in a best-of-3 match with 3 prizes up for grabs to improve our decks. The winner will receive 2 of those prizes, and the loser will get 1. The possibilities for prizes are almost limitless, including single cards, sealed product, structure decks, and much more. Every card in the entire game's history will be obtainable in some form. However, neither of us will be able to rest on past laurels easily. The ever-changing official Forbidden and Limited list, our own choices of cards to be banished to the Shadow Realm, and even changes to the very rules of the game will keep our decks and duels fresh. This is yet another Yu-Gi-Oh! Progression series. Enemy of Justice was released May 17, 2006. This set introduced the Destiny Heroes, a series of dark counterparts to the Elemental Heroes. This set also included a ton of Elemental Hero support as well, so I'll take you through some of the first Destiny Heroes. Doomlord is the first interesting one we have at common. This will let you banish a monster from your opponent's field for 2 turns, as long as Doomlord is in attack position. This will see play in the early Destiny Hero decks. There are a bunch of cyber supports as well in here, but none of those are really worth talking about. I don't think Counter Fairy is going to be a deck we'll be able to play because a lot of its important pieces are high rarity, but Bountiful Artemis is in this set at common, and you do want 2 to 3 of these to be able to play Counter Fairy. This gives you a card every time you activate a counter trap. We have a couple of fusions at common as well. We have Elemental Hero Mariner and Elemental Hero Necroid Shaman. A Mariner is a direct attacker if you have a back row, but it's also only 1400. We will probably put one in the extra of our hero deck in case it comes up, but it probably won't. And then Elemental Hero Necroid Shaman allows you to trade your opponent's best monster on the field for the worst monster in their graveyard. 1900 is a decent size, and we can make this with fusion subs even if we didn't have Necro Shade. So I will need to look into Hero as well. Speaking of Hero, we have H Heated Heart, E Emergency Call, O Oversoul, and R Righteous Justice. Messed up the order of those a little bit. But these are all pretty good. H Heated Heart gives 500 attack and piercing for 1 turn. E Emergency Call is a Rhoda for the Elemental Hero archetype. R Righteous Justice is back row removal, and O Oversoul is a Monster Reborn for the archetype. It won't be quite so good now, but we will be getting Elemental Hero Neos in the future, and that's a 2500 beater to be able to abuse with O Oversoul. We also have some big graveyard floodgates in this set. We have Dimensional Fissure and Macrocosmos, both of which will banish any card that enters the graveyard. Dimensional Fissure, I believe, is just monsters. Yes, that is correct. It is just monsters. And then Macrocosmos is any card sent to the graveyard for any reason. This also allows us to special summon Helios the Primordial Sun from the hand or deck, which is actually one of the video game promos that we'll be playing for in this episode, so this is another very important episode. The big common I'm going to be looking out for is Icarus Attack. So Icarus Attack lets you tribute a winged beast monster and then target 2 cards on the field and destroy them. This is playable now in the Harpy archetype, but it's not really going to show how powerful this card is until we get to the 5D Zero with Blackwing. This card is incredibly powerful in the Blackwing core, and we're going to want it. And then Destiny Hero, or Destiny Signal rather, is Hero Signal, but for the Destiny Hero archetype. Grand Convergence is a quick play dark hole that if you control Macrocosmos, you get to blow up the board and deal 300 damage to your opponent. At the rare slot, we do have a couple of interesting cards. We have Majestic Mech Oka, which is a 2400 1 tribute that can be a 0 tribute, but it dies during the end phase. This will be played in skill drain decks, and this is one of the reasons I'm thinking about perhaps bringing the skill drain deck back this episode. Destiny Hero Diamond Dude is powerful and constructed. I don't think it's going to be strong enough in Limited, specifically because we won't have the super powerful spells to be able to abuse with this, but this was the center of a deck called Diamond Dude Turbo. What this does is, once per turn, you can excavate the top part of your deck. If it's a normal spell, you send it to your graveyard, and then during the main phase of your next turn, you can activate the effect of that spell in your graveyard. Notice you do not pay costs. So if you flip over a Destiny draw or any sort of a card that has a cost to activate it, you do not pay that cost. A Banisher of the Radiance is a third graveyard floodgate that does the same thing as a Dimensional Fissure Macrocosmos. It just banishes everything that goes to the graveyard, just like Banisher of the Light. But this one has attack points. And then we have Hero Flash, which is a cute one-of in hero decks. This will let you special summon an elemental hero normal monster if you've played all 4 of the letters, being H Heated Heart, E Emergency Call, R Righteous Justice, and O Oversoul. And then you get to special summon an elemental hero normal monster from your deck. While not good now, we'll have elemental hero Neos very soon, which is going to make the hero archetype tick. And then it lets all of your elemental hero normal monsters attack your opponent directly for 1 turn. And then most of the rest of these cards are nothing special. A Forced Back is kind of a cool tempo tool. This will negate a summon of a monster and bounce it to the hand. So this is very, very good for dealing with Monarchs, which is one of the reasons why I'm thinking about changing decks this week, because he will side that against Monarchs and it will be very powerful. And then Elemental Absorber is an interesting attack floodgate. If you are on a deck that has a variety of attributes, and your opponent's primarily on 1 attribute, this will stop your opponent potentially from attacking. So if we have Darks in our deck, this could be a fantastic side deck card. It does cost a card out of our hand. We do need to banish a monster from our hand, which plays very well with Dimension Fusion. But we can banish a Dark from our hand and prevent all of our opponent's Dark Worlds from attacking. This could see side deck play. And then at the Super Rare slot, we have a couple of interesting cards. We have Cyber Phoenix, which was the chase card of this set when the set came out. As long as it's in attack position, it makes all of your machine-type monsters effectively immune to anything that targets 1 monster. And then when it's destroyed by battle, you can draw a card. A Victory Viper XX03 is an interesting incremental advantage engine for a machine deck. If it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you get to make it permanently gain 400 attack, MST something, or make an option token that is effectively a duplicate of the Victory Viper, but with no effects. The only downside is the body, but Machine Light is pretty good type and attribute. And then Majestic Mech Goryu can, just like the other Majestic Mechs, be summoned with 1 less tribute. So it's a 2900 1 tribute that sticks around. And this has piercing too, so this could actually be worth it. And this could also be a target for Valhalla once we get it out of the side set later on. Then we have one more fusion, which is Elemental Hero Wild Wingman, which turns all of the cards in your hand into mystical space typhoons, but 1900 attack is not great. And then there's Clock Tower Prison. This is a control player's dream. During your opponent's standby phase, you get to add a clock counter to Clock Tower Prison, and then while there are 4 more clock counters on it, you just don't take battle damage. And then it has this trinket text revolving around Destiny Hero Dreadmaster, which is an ultra rare, and you probably won't get both. And the 4 ultra rares are Dreadmaster, which is a powerful payoff if you can get it, but this requires pulling not only the Dreadmaster, but Clock Tower Prison. And then Voltanus the Adjudicator, which is a counter trap payoff. We don't have enough counter traps to be able to make this work, but it is a big body and has seen play in the Counter Fairies decks before. And then we have 2 more Elemental Hero fusions. We have Elemental Hero Phoenix Enforcer, which is an alternate fusion of Avian and Wingman that I don't think is good, but this will see play if Demon gets this, since he, as far as I know, does not have a Flame Wingman. And then Elemental Hero Shining Phoenix Enforcer, which is still not better than the Elemental Hero Shining Flare Wingman. This just has battle protection, but why do you need battle protection on something that has such a huge body? As far as other sets go, we did have another set come out. We have the last tournament pack in the original series, Tournament Pack 8, which hit local game stores on April 28th, 2006. This has a lot of very bad commons in it. The only good common is Berserk Gorilla, which would be nice to fill out a playset of. But if we're getting this for anything, we're going to be chasing the rares. All 4 of the original Monarchs are at rare. And because these are 1 in 3 packs, we should get 1 Monarch if we do spin 3 packs of this on the sealed pack wheel, which is probably what I'm going to do. The big thing that's in here is Harpy's Feather Duster. This is the first chance that Demon will have to get Harpy's Feather Duster, and we did an offline series of this with slightly different mechanics before we recorded for this progression series. Both of us got Tournament Pack 8, and both of us pulled Harpy's Feather Duster. So that's how we both got it. And with the release of Enemy of Justice comes a new update to the Forbidden and Limited list. This was the April 2006 list, and this changed quite a few things. The things that will affect for us will be a Last Turn is now only 1 copy because it is banned, a Time Seal to 1 copy because it is banned, a DD Assailant to 1, Mask of Darkness to 1, one of the few times this card was ever on the Limited list, Treeborn Frog to 1, a Graceful Charity. Konami felt that with all of the Graveyard Floodgates, giving Dark World's Graceful Charity would be fair, and it did not turn out to be fair in the slightest. Unfortunately, I won't be able to play my 2 Last Wills anymore because Last Will does get limited, so I'll only be able to play 1. Level Limit goes to 1, Pot of Avarice to 1, Drop Off to 1. Mirror Force gets unbanned and will remain there for quite some time at 1 copy. Apprentice Magician goes back to 2. We get our second Magician of Faith back, which is really nice. And then a bunch of high rarity stuff that we won't really care about because Nobleman of Crossout is banned, and I don't believe either one of us got a Deck Devastation Virus. Abyss Soldier goes to 3, although it's very unlikely we'll be able to get multiple copies of this. And then Book of Tayo has its brief stint on the Limited list ended. Alright, so we have 24 packs of Enemy of Justice ahead of us. A lot of the stuff we're looking for is at common and rare, so we should get the copies of what we are looking for. I'm not too impressed with this set in the holo department, but we might get a gem or 2. Let's go ahead and get things started with our first pack, and that has not a lot of cards I'm looking for. And there's our first E-Emergency Call and our first Righteous Justice, our Righteous Justice, as well as our first Macrocosmos. A lot of the workhorses in this set are at common, so we should get 3 of them. This is really the set that I've been waiting to play Elemental Hero. Even though we have 1 Polymerization only, we have a lot of ways to search it and a lot of ways to get it back. And there's an Elemental Absorber, as well as a DeFi and Righteous Justice, Icarus Attack. This is a pretty solid pack. That Elemental Absorber is definitely going to be in my side deck for this episode, just because of Dark Worlds. I don't think he's going to be on Dark Worlds, so I'm not playing it in the main, but he's probably going to come up with a new idea. I just want to make sure, just in case we get into him trying to next level me into not playing stuff to deal with Dark World, despite all of the Graveyard Floodgates. And there is an ultra-rare Elemental Hero Phoenix Enforcer. This will probably go in the Hero Extra deck as a backup for Flame Wingman in case we need to make the fusion again, because we're not exactly strapped for extra deck space, but I don't think I'm really that excited about it. We did get our first copy of Grand Convergence, though. And there's our first copy of O Oversoul. We will want 3 of these to play Hero. There's another O Oversoul. Swiftbirdman Joe is something to look into as well for the Harpy deck, because if you tribute summon it by tributing a wind monster, you get the Giant Trunade, which is not bad. And there's an Our Righteous Justice that makes our playset, and we got a Majestic Mech Oka, which is going to be good if I do decide to bring the Skill Drain deck back. That is one thing that is nice about having so many sets at our disposal now, is we do have a wide variety of decks that are available, even if some of them do inevitably get hit by the ban list. And there's our first Banisher of the Radiance that also fills out our playset of O Oversoul, so we don't need to look out for that card anymore. We have our playset of Doomlord, and that is another Captain Tenacious as well. I don't know if we're going to be able to play Destiny Hero ever, because a lot of their payoffs are very high rarity. And there is a super rare that I'm pretty excited to see. That is good for the machine deck. That is Victory Viper XX03. So this has a modal trigger for dealing damage or destroying a monster by battle. I believe it's destroying a monster by battle. You get this nice modal trigger that you can either +1 if they have a back row, make it bigger, or make a token copy of itself, which there's no restrictions on that attacking in the same battle phase either. So you can use that to get in extra damage. The only downside is that the token is a little small, but if you have anything buffing it, it can get out of hand pretty quickly because the token always has the same attack value as the original. There's another elemental absorber. I don't think we're going to side more than 2 of this, but it is nice to have the second one. We got another Grand Convergence as well. Tons of really good commons in this set. That is our first Destiny Signal as well. Our first Necroid Shaman. We won't want to put more than 1 of that in the extra deck, but it will be nice to go into if we do need to use an effect like that. And there's another Majestic Mech Oka that also fills out our playsets. Does that fill out our playset of Icarus Attack? No, that's our second one. We need 1 more Icarus Attack. That's going to be a very important card going forward, and it's going to make the Harpy deck a lot scarier. And we have seen Demon play that. And there's a Diamond Dude that also fills out our playset of Icarus Attack. Like I said in the intro, I don't think we really have the spell cards to be able to play DDT, but Diamond Dude is a pretty cool card, especially if you have a way to stack the top of your deck later on. There's another copy of Macrocosmos. That's our second copy of Captain Tenacious as well. The Necroid Shaman does not matter beyond the first copy. We have our playset of Icarus Attack, thankfully, so we have picked up most of the commons we're looking for. I think the only thing that we need is emergency calls. That's what we're looking for. We only have 1 of those so far. There's another Diamond Dude. We're also a little short on DeFi. That's only our second DeFi, and we're about halfway through the box. There's our second emergency call. Just need 1 more of those, and then we can breathe a big sigh of relief that we have those, and we'll be able to play a very, very strong hero deck especially once we can get more polymerizations. And there's another Victory Viper XX03. This one, ultimate rare. Still looking for 1 more emergency call, but I think we've got just about all the commons that we're looking for. That is our 3rd Destiny Signal as well, our 3rd Grand Convergence, although I don't think we'll be playing 3 of that card. 2 sounds a lot better for a card like that. And there is a Destiny Hero Dreadmaster. We do need Clock Tower Prison to be able to use this to its fullest effect. And we also got an interesting rare in a Miraculous Descent, which lets you Call of the Haunted for a banished fairy-type monster. So that could play very well in the right shell. I just don't think that shell is going to come because a lot of the fairy support is indeed at high rarity. And speaking of support, that is an ultimate rare Clock Tower Prison. Did we just get Dreadmaster and Clock Tower Prison in back-to-back packs? We may have to consider Destiny Hero at some point, because we got a lot of the really crazy support for it. That is a 3rd copy of Majestic Mech Oka as well. Still missing that last emergency call. 2 is acceptable, but we really want 3. Just to be able to fuse as many of those very powerful boss monsters as possible. And there's another ultimate rare, that is Harpy's Pet Baby Dragon. I don't think this is playable. Hero Flash is a cute one of, but I don't think we're going to use that either. We are also missing 1 more Macrocosmos, so we want 1 Macrocosmos, a DeFi, and then a few rares mostly is what we're missing. And there is a 3rd ultimate rare. It is unfortunately not a great ultimate rare. It is D-Time, and that is our 4th Majestic Mech Oka. We do not need any more of those. It's a good card, but we already have our playset. Alright, so only a few packs left. There are some key commons that we're still missing, and there's a couple of rares I wouldn't mind seeing another copy of, so let's go ahead and flip them up. That is not any of them. We have all of these cards already, at least the relevant ones. So let's go ahead and flip up our second to last pack. We did get another Banisher of the Radiance, which is nice. That makes 2 of those, but we're still missing an emergency call, which is extremely concerning. That's a card we really want to have 3 of to be able to play that deck at its best. Now for our very last pack, emergency call 1 time. just another Majestic Mech Oka. We did get the third Macrocosmos, though. That is nice, so we will have that. And that could come into play, especially if we wind up getting the winning card out of the video game promos. But we only have 2 emergency call. I think I may have to, at some point after these valuable packs leave rotation, go onto spinning for a wild card to get another emergency call, because only 2 of those is extremely disappointing. But in any case, I will come up with a list of some kind, and I will see you in deck edit. Now, I know what you're thinking. Raiko, you only have 1 polymerization. How can you possibly play hero? Well, I think the payoff is worth it because we have so many incredible boss monsters, and we have 3 copies of Miracle Fusion, plus we have enough ways to just dump our elemental heroes in the graveyard to set up for Miracle Fusion plays. So I think I'm going to give it a try, plus we have some ways to find polymerization and recurrent. So I'll take you through the card by card. We have Beast King of the Swamps, Double Goddess with the Third Eye, and 1 King of the Swamp as fusion subcards. King of the Swamp in particular can double as polymerization. We have 2 copies of Elemental Hero Wildheart to be able to play around things like Sakuretsu armor and just his trap-based removal in general. 1 copy of Magician of Faith for recurring our power spells, 1 Sandgen, and 1 Witch of the Black Forest. These are especially important because they can search for King of the Swamp, which lets us search for our 1 copy of polymerization. And then we have our 10 vanilla elemental heroes, 2 Avian, 2 Vercinatrix, 3 Clayman, and 3 Sparkman. The reason why I'm playing 3 Clayman and 3 Sparkman is because they are the most commonly used fusions for the bosses that we will be going into. And then for the spells, I have 1 copy of Defusion. This is an extender that can be fired during the middle of combat if our opponent has no board, to be able to defuse our elemental heroes and then have them attack for extra damage. 1 copy of Dimension Fusion as another extender post Miracle Fusion. This can let us go into additional fusion plays depending on what we have. 2 copies of Emergency Call because I only opened 2. 2 copies of Fusion Recovery. I didn't open any Rottweilers either, so we need to play the spell card version of Rottweiler, which isn't quite as good because it doesn't come with a body. 1 Fusion Sage to search for a 1 copy of Polymerization. Harpy's Feather Duster, triple Miracle Fusion. This is one of the reasons why I'm playing Hero, is because I got 3 Miracle Fusions. This card lets you fusion summon elemental heroes from Graveyard, which is very powerful and can set up big blowouts with Dimension Fusion. 1 Painful Choice in here specifically to set up Miracle Fusion plays, 1 Polymerization, 1 Pot of Greed, 2 Our Righteous Justice. One of the other reasons that I'm playing Elemental Hero is to get access to back row removal, and depending on how much board presence we have, this can be multiple back row removal. 1 Reinforcement of the Army to substitute for the 3rd copy of the Emergency Call we don't have, 2 copies of Skyscraper, and then for the traps, just 3, 1 Mirror Force, 1 Ring of Destruction, and 1 Solemn Judgment. And for the side deck, we have 2 copies of Banisher of the Radiance for the Dark World matchup, 2 My Body as a Shield, in case we need answers for removal, 2 copies of Prohibition as a general catch-all, the 3rd Our Righteous Justice, a Dust Tornado, 2 copies of Macrocosmos, again for the Dark World matchup specifically, 2 Sakuretsu Armor, 2 Smashing Ground, and then Card Destruction in the side deck. Because Demon has been playing a lot of Dark World recently, I'm not confident playing this in the main deck, but if he is not on Dark World, I will bring this in. And then for the extra, we have 1 Flame Wingman. We're going to be going into this a lot because this is one of our most powerful 2 monster fusions. A triple elemental hero Mariner, which can only be made with a fusion sub. It's not great, but if we need a direct attacker, there it is. 2 copies of Necroid Shaman. There's a lot of tricks we can do with this. We're not playing Necroshade because we don't have elemental hero Neos yet, but this is a pretty powerful card in that it can take out a set monster and then bring back the weakest monster in Demon's Graveyard for us to attack over. 1 Phoenix Enforcer. We're probably going to make Flame Wingman first because it's a little bit better. But Phoenix Enforcer can be used if we need to wall up as well. 1 copy of Rampart Blaster. Shining Flare Wingman is our big boss monster. This can very easily get over 4,000 attack. And that's the big reason why we're going to have the fusion subs, is because we can make this out of hand very easily and not have to touch our extra deck first. 1 copy of Elemental Hero Tempest, another big boss monster. It's a little bit harder to make because it's 3 materials, but if we're missing some materials for other monsters, or if Shining Flare Wingman gets destroyed, we can still go into this, and there are a couple of other niche scenarios where this could be helpful. 2 copies of Thunder Giant, one of the best elemental hero fusions, and the reason why I'm playing 3 Clayman and 3 Sparkman. And then 1 elemental hero Wild Edge. This is very powerful in terms of clearing out your opponent's board because it can attack all of your opponent's monsters 1 each. And then the other two in my extra deck I can't make. It's Gaia the Dragon Champion, because, well, he's my spirit monster. And then Gatling Dragon, because this card is a really sick Metamorphosis target. But unfortunately, we won't be playing Metamorphosis anytime soon, especially not in this deck. I am very excited to be slinging Elemental Heroes for the first time in the Progression series. It is time to get your game on!
So, Enemy of Justice.
Good riddance to those Dark Worlds. Happy with your 3 Graveyard Floodgates in this set?
Oh, trust me, the darkness will return at some point. But for now, we got some heroes to dish out, I guess.
Well, we shall see.
Alright,
Can I never win a roll, please? I would like to win a roll at some point during this series.
Alright, I'll take the play.
Alright, good luck, Duelist.
Good luck. Let's see. Standby main. You know what? I guess I might as well start this out now. I'm going to activate Terraforming.
Oh, what is this? What are you playing?
So, surprise, bitch.
Okay. Yup. Yeah, that card is kind of broken.
Yeah, let's get the literal clock started.
Yup. Yeah, this was a card that I talked about pretty extensively during the pack opening.
And then I'm also going to activate Emergency Call.
What are you playing?
Let's see. I'm going to add a copy of Wildheart to my hand.
That's a Wildheart.
Then I'm going to set one, and pass it to you.
Draw for turn, standby main.
During your standby,
right.
get a token.
Yep. This is probably not going to succeed, but I really want to see where your monster is. I'm going to run out of Witch of the Black Forest.
Alright.
Proceed to the battle phase. I will attack into your set.
I will let it happen. It's my Moth.
Okay.
So I will go ahead and retrieve my emergency call.
Sure. After combat set 2. Go.
Alright. Draw. Standby main. I guess I might as well try for it. I'm going to summon out Wildheart.
You got it.
And let's go ahead and hit your witch.
Sure. I will take 400 points of damage. Witch dies. I will trigger Witch, and I'm going to grab myself a copy of King of the Swamp.
Unsurprising. Main phase 2. Yeah, you know what? Why not? Let's deck thin a little bit. I'm going to activate Emergency Call again.
You got it.
And I guess I'll just add another copy of Wildheart to my hand.
Sure.
And I'll pass.
Alright, draw for turn. Standby. You get a counter.
Second clock counter.
Main. I really don't feel like letting you get that off, so I'm going to go ahead and just pop your back row and your Clock Tower Prison.
Alright. And you got my Saku.
Oh, whew. That's a big relief. I'm going to pitch this King of the Swamp to go find Polly. Which I'm going to immediately use.
Alright. What the hell are you summoning now?
I am going to fuse Elemental Hero Sparkman and Elemental Hero Clayman to form Elemental Hero Thunder Giant!
Ooh, that's pretty sweet.
Then I'm going to proceed to the battle phase and just eat the Wildheart.
Alright, I will take 9.
And then I'll pass the turn.
Draw. Standby main. This actually is kind of a problem for me. I'm going to set 1 and pass.
Draw for turn. Standby main. I think I need to just put as much pressure on the table as possible, so I'm going to run out Elemental Hero Burstinatrix.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
I'm going to proceed to the battle phase. I'm going to Thunder Giant over your set.
That was my Avion.
Oh my god, is this a mirror match?
Oh, shit. This is interesting.
Go. I was not expecting, of all things, a hero mirror match.
Ooh, there's a card. Let me see something.
Oh boy, he's going in the extra deck.
Oh, god damn it, I just fucked up. Crap, okay.
Uh-oh.
God, of course I pull that now. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and run out a second Wildheart.
Sure.
Battle phase, let's go ahead and hit your Burstinatrix.
300.
Main phase 2, I'm going to set a card and I will pass.
Draw for turn, stand by, main. Let's just go ahead and proceed to the battle phase and attack for 9.
Right, I will take the 9.
Go!
Draw. Stand by main. That is not really what I wanted to see, but okay. I will activate Fusion Sage.
Sure. You can go get your poly.
So we will get ourselves a copy of Poly. And then this kind of puts a tough damper on things, but I'm going to go ahead and set a monster and pass.
Draw for turn, stand by, main. I'm going to proceed to the battle phase, and I will attack into your set.
Right, it is my 3rd Wild Heart.
After combat, I'm going to set a 3rd back row and pass.
Alright, draw. Oh, god damn it. Okay, I'm going to set a card and I will pass.
Draw for turn, stand by main. I'm going to run out Goddess with the 3rd eye.
Then one of the tournament packs, wasn't it?
That was from, I think it was in Tournament Pack 5?
I think so.
It was in 1 and 5.
I remember, I was going to say, I remember one of the tournament packs had like all of the fusion subs except for King of the Swamp.
Well, King of the Swamp was from a core set. In any case, I'm going to go to the battle phase.
Alright, so that'll be 36 total?
Okay.
Or are
I'm attacking with Goddess with the 3rd eye and Thunder Giant.
Okay.
Still in battle phase. I'm going to activate Defusion.
And yeah, that's going to be that.
That was from my Dark Beginning pack. So we're on a mirror match? The heck? So, on this episode, the last thing I thought I would be doing would be playing an Elemental Hero mirror match.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, I didn't think that was going to happen either. I thought you were going to be like whole hog on the Macrocosmos bullshit. Alright, well, I guess I'll take the play here.
Yep.
Right. Stand by main. I'm gonna start things off with emergency call.
Sure.
You gotta love the hero Rhoda. Let's see, what do I want to use this for? I think I'm gonna add a Sparkman to my hand.
That is a Sparkman.
Then I'm going to actually set a card, and I'm gonna go ahead and set a card.
Draw for turn. Stand by, main. I hear Clayman Pass is pretty good in Elemental Hero mirror matches. I'm going to go ahead and run out Wild Heart. I will proceed to the battle phase, and I'll just attack into what is probably Clayman.
Well, you're wrong in that it isn't Clayman, but it is my Bountiful Artemis.
What? I'm confused. I am very confused as to why you're playing that. Anyway, main phase 2. I'm just going to pass.
Alright, I'll draw. Stand by main. Oh, perfect timing. I'm going to run out my Clock Tower Prison.
You got it.
Then I'm going to switch my Artemis to attack mode.
Yep.
And I'm going to summon a second Artemis.
Oh my god, this is just not good for my face. I'll take this. I'll take it all, 17.
Alright. And I will end my turn.
Draw for turn, stand by, main.
Tick tock.
Yep. Well, this is a pretty good draw. I don't know if it gets me out of this, though. I'm gonna fire Painful Choice.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, that resolves. I'll let that happen.
Okay. What do I want to dump?
What the hell are you gonna... This is good. See, I actually was very tempted to try this because Miracle Fusion is really good with this idea. The only problem is the fact that Miracle Fusion cannot be searched as easily as Poly.
I'm just gonna dump. I'm just gonna dump one of each.
I feel like my best option, honestly, would be to give you Burstinatrix.
Sure. I am going to run out of Sparkman.
Alright.
Battle phase.
Okay.
I'm gonna just crash with one of them.
And I'm going to respond with Negate Attack.
You get to draw 2 cards too! That's disgusting!
Now you see why I played these two in the side.
Wow, that's disgusting, dude.
Well, here's the fun part. I had one from the video game promo from a while back. Guess what's in Duelist Pack Jade and Yuki?
Yeah, I know it's in Jade and Yuki, but like, wow, that's disgusting. Go.
Alright, I draw. Standby main. Still did not get what I kind of wanted out of it, unfortunately, but I can run out another video game promo. Let's say hello to Kinetic Soldier.
That's a problem.
So, battle phase. Let's hit in with 3350.
So
that'll be 1750.
1750, so that's
And then
4950. Yup.
Main phase 2. Let's hedge our bets a little bit. I'm gonna run out Swords of Revealing Light and pass.
Alright. Alright, one time, baby. Off the top, please. Hoop! That doesn't get there. Okay, can we please have a game 3 where just one of us doesn't brick? Alright, draw for turn. Stand by main. This is a pretty good opener, not gonna lie.
Oh, yeah, that's a strong one. Okay.
I'm just gonna start dumping.
Too bad Ash doesn't work on this.
Why doesn't Ash work on this?
Because I'm pretty sure... Oh, wait, no, it does. Okay, because it still adds to your hand.
Yeah,
Never
let me
mind.
see. So I dumped Burstinatrix, Clayman, Goddess with the Third Eye. So I need Avian and Sparkman.
The fact that you're willing to dump Goddess scares the hell out of me, because that implies you already have Poly. I guess I'll give you Avian, because running through the list of fusions that Avian is in my head, that one seems like the least likely to screw me over.
I'm going to set a card, then I'm going to fire card Destruction.
Oh, you son of a bitch. You got my Force back, my Book of Moon, my Kinetic Soldier, my Sparkman, and my King of the Swamp.
That's pretty good. My hand was not very good. I'm going to activate Emergency Call.
Yep. Alright. Off, recovery, Saku. Yeah, I kind of see what you meant about that.
Then I'll set one, and then I'll set a monster. Could be anything. Go.
Stand by main.
Yeah, I see why you're upset. Yeah, your hand was cracked.
Yeah, I had a pretty strong opener right there, but oh well. I think I might as well run it now. I'm gonna play Heavy Storm.
Sure, this is not worth paying 4K for. I'm not gonna pay 4K to protect the Saku.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna activate Graceful Charity.
Yep.
Ooh, damn, okay. I'm gonna pitch my Wild Heart and my... Ooh, this is actually a really tough one. I'm gonna toss my Emergency Call. I'm 90% sure you have Clayman right there. So let's go ahead and run out Sidra.
Yep.
Battle.
You are correct. That is a Clayman.
Alright. Main 2, I will set, and I will set a couple.
Draw for turn. Stand by main. I'm going to run out Sparkman.
Okay.
Battle.
Alright.
Sparkman into your set.
That is my Moth.
Seems okay.
And let's see. I kind of want to get my Graceful Charity back.
Go.
Come on, draw. There we go. Stand by main. Alright. Let's cycle some more.
Seems okay.
Ooh, that's not bad. Okay, I will pitch my Sakuretsu and my... God damn. Ran it... Well, wait. Yeah, that's actually for the best, I think. Yeah, I'll pitch my E-Call.
Sure. Must imply you have another monster in your hand.
Well, I do have an Exile Force.
Yup.
So, let's pop Sparky.
That's a pretty aggressive use of Exiled Force. I'll take 21.
Main phase 2, I will set a card, and I will pass.
Draw for turn. Stand by main. Set 2. Go.
Alright, I draw. Standby main. Battle. Yeah, what the hell? We're gonna have some fun with this. Cyber Dragon in.
Sure, it's Goddess.
Alright.
Draw for turn. Standby main. Set a monster. Go.
Draw. Standby main. Alright, about time. Wildheart, get out here.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Alright. Sidra into your defense.
I think I need to at least get the side draw off the board.
Ooh, Mirror Force. That's a good card. Too bad I have a Trap Jammer.
Of course. I should have known you'd be on cards like that if you're playing Artemis. You get Burstinatrix, and then I'll take 15.
Well, actually, you're getting lucky in one sense, because Sidra is actually not going to complete the attack.
Oh, what is this?
Say hello to Voltanis the Adjudicator.
Voltanis? Well then, I guess I'll take another 13.
Well, no, you actually only take the you actually don't take anything because Burstinatrix,
Right.
Because I have to do this after the card resolves.
Right.
Sadly.
Okay.
But at the same time, 2800 is also kind of a pain in the ass for you to out, especially with only one card in hand.
Alright. Alright. I would like to use my anime protagonist Jaden powers to will Miracle Fusion to the top of my deck. Hoop! That is not Miracle Fusion.
I would have laughed if you actually would have done it. I was gonna say you need the Philosopher's Stone is what you need.
I just need to draw Miracle Fusion.
Ooh, look what I drew.
Seems good.
Alright. Voltanis in.
It's Witch of the Black Forest. Witch of the
Alright,
Black...
go ahead and insert.
Witch of the Black Forest is going to get me one of the, 5 monsters left in my deck. And then I'll take 16.
Alright. Hey, in fairness, King of the Swamp is a really good one to pick up, so...
Draw. Standby main. I'm going to pitch it. Get the poly out of my deck. Go.
Right. Standby main. Alright, and... Oh,
28 into the
wrong.
set, yeah, that's fine.
There we go.
Alright, 16. Alright. Miracle Fusion off the top, please. That is not Miracle Fusion.
Feather Duster.
I mean, that's not bad, but it's not Miracle Fusion.
I was gonna say, that actually kind of hurts me a fair bit.
Go.
I guess I'll set one. What could you possibly have? Let's see. 16?
16 in.
I'm gonna be smart and wait a turn. I know you don't have a second Mirror Force because it's limited, but I don't necessarily want to risk losing Voltanis to his Saku.
Okay. Can I please draw Miracle Fusion? I think Miracle Fusion is the only out in my deck.
So you literally need a miracle here.
I need Miracle Fusion. Hoop!
Oh, shit.
I cannot believe I peeled that!
I mean, in fairness, you tried for 4 turns there, so if anything, it kind of needed to be a thing.
Okay, so now the question is, what do I get, and can this play, can I afford to play around Sack?
This is actually going to be interesting to see.
Do I have a way to play around Sack is the question. I don't think I actually have a way to play around Sack, so if you have Sack, then you win. So I am going to banish for Miracle Fusion this Sparkman and this Goddess.
If this is what I think you're trying to go for, you might not be able to. This isn't for Shining Flare Wingman, right?
Oh, do you need specifically Poly for that?
No. Read Miracle Fusion specifically. Or specifically, read the last half of it.
Ah, okay. Then this being the
That kind of kicked me in the nuts game one after I realized it in siding.
I can still make something else, though. I can still make something else that will at least buy me time.
Oh, yeah.
Because I can go for... Oh, I can't even go for that, either. Yeah.
You can.
You can, yeah. That's what I thought. So I am... Yeah, that's what I thought. So I am gonna... So you are correct. So it is going...
Okay.
So it is going to be Goddess with the third eye, and and Sparkman for, yes, you called it, Elemental Hero Shining Flare Wingman.
Okay, you know what? That's actually good to know now because, yeah, based on how it was worded, I had figured that we couldn't use the substitutes in the graveyard for that.
So this Shining Flare Wingman is 4,600.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's a lot of heroes in the graveyard. Wait, is it in your graveyard or in both graveyards?
It's in my graveyard specifically.
Oh, thank God.
I'm going to proceed to battle phase. If you have a sack, you have a sack. You're going to take 46 from this.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a negate attack. Okay.
Yeah, I have a negate attack at least, which also lets me cycle a card.
It does.
That does not really help me much.
Go ahead.
Draw. Oh, God fucking damn it. Okay, that doesn't help either, but I guess I'll Fusion Sage.
Sure.
Kind of thin this out a bit.
Sure.
Oh, man.
Boy, that'll be fun to edit.
Well, I guess I'll set a few cards. Could be anything, I guess.
I mean, I can't play around your sack. Anyway, draw for turn, stand by main. Let's just go ahead and go to battle. 46 into your Voltanis.
Alright, I actually have I had the sack in hand when you mentioned it. I just hadn't set it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. That'll do it. I wanted to win that game so bad because this card was a bluff. So here's...
See, I love fusion recovery as the concept for, especially for heroes. Like, heroes are like fusion turbo, basically.
So the entire reason why I'm playing fusion recovery specifically is I only have one polymerization.
True, I completely forgot about that.
So
I'm hoping you'll be able to pick a few more up.
I would like to because I love this deck. This deck is so silly, and yeah, this shows why. Like, you had to have exactly sack, otherwise how do you out a 4,600 Shining Flare Wingman?
Well, I have one way, which doesn't exactly do a great amount overall, but...
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, you got the other one.
That's actually why I was considering the Miracle Fusion thing, and then in Game 2 I sided that part out, because I was like, oh wait, this doesn't actually work for the substitutes.
It does.
But now knowing it does, that kind of works, which kind of kicked me in the nuts earlier too, because when you discarded my hand, I had Sparkman, I had that, and so I mean, like, granted, I didn't end up with a way to get poly immediately, but I could have had this out, like, right away.
So the big thing that's keeping this deck from being super good for me is I only have one poly. I have a lot of ways to search it. It's just I have to find my one of.
Right.
But
I will say, too, like, I'm honestly surprised that I pulled the Voltanis, and I honestly never thought I'd actually get a chance to make use of it. In fact, that's actually why I have the Artemis and Voltanis in here, because between having the 3 negate attack, I think I have like 2 force back, and I have the trap jammer. So I mean, I have 6 counter traps I can actually make use of. And the best part too is Artemis, like, Voltanis only works if I activate a counter trap and it resolves, but Voltanis works if a counter trap period resolves.
Yeah.
Artemis, so like, if I play something and you solemn it, I still get to draw a card.
Yeah, Counter Fairy was very much a deck in that format, but yeah, that was a good game. It's just the games that I lost were mostly because I thinned out monsters with Painful Choice and just could not stop drawing monsters.
Yeah. See, that's the surprising part. Like, that's the other reason why I was so scared that I was going to not do well here. My deck only had, like, 16, 17 monsters, I think, a crap load of spells, and then originally only, like, 3 trap cards. So I was like, it's basically nothing but gas, and if I can't get it going, I'm in trouble.
But that was the same idea. I think we're playing very similar lists. But good game, and our next set is going to be really... it's going to be really important for multiple reasons, some of which I can talk about now, some of which you'll have to wait until next week to find out. But we do have a few cards to discuss, I believe. So we do have a few video game promos that came out, just one set, and this was why this duel was so important, is because one of the promos that was on the line was Helios, the Primordial Sun, which gives us a free special summon just for activating Macrocosmos. And because the 2 Helios cards work so well together, we're going to treat them as one unit.
Right. And honestly, I'm actually kind of okay with letting you have that. I personally would prefer the Golden Homunculus,
Oh, that
mostly because, honestly, the thing is, Golden Homunculus can get huge with Macrocosmos. Like, it is a tribute, sure, but just the fact that it could get a big bump with a bunch of banish cards, and the fact that it's a warrior, that's actually kind of nice. Like, if anything, I wish the only way this would be better if it was if it were a level 4, because then Rhoda would actually work with it.
either way, I'm okay with these cards as we get them. These are going to impact deck building in any deck that we play Macrocosmos in. We're going to want to play this, and Macrocosmos can special summon this from hand or deck, so it won't be a Garnet either. I don't think I'm going to play Helios Duo, but just the fact that this puts an extra body on the table, even if we're not going to really use it for anything except the Tribute Summon, or just extra deck plays later on, is nice. But we do have one more card to discuss. It's not going to take long, but as of this duel, the Shonen Jump prize card has rotated from Death's Full Scalp to Shrink. This is a card that's actually quite powerful, and we'll probably play it for a while if we get it.
Right, which, that's the thing, the last couple SGSA cards we haven't been able to land the wheel on, but that's the thing. If we hit the one for this one, then yeah, Shrink is going to be big.
Alright, so I think I'm going to head over to the loser's wheel myself and hopefully see if I can fix this hero deck.
Yeah, I do get 2 spins on the winner's wheel, right?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that then.
Of all things, a hero mirror match. But when you only have one poly and you just don't have enough ways to search it, that's gonna happen. The deck is also pretty bricky, but man, when it pops off, it pops off. But we are back in the loser's circle, unfortunately. This was an important duel to win for multiple reasons, mostly because this is going to be one of our last chances to get some of the reprint packs, but I am going to spin for some sealed product. I'll be pretty happy with just about anything here. I'm kind of gunning for the reprint packs because I would like to open some more Dark Beginning. What do we get? 3 packs of side set. That's not bad. That's probably the second best option because I can get another polymerization. So we are going to pick up 3 more packs of Duelist Pack Jade and Yuki 1. Hopefully get ourselves a polymerization out of here. Maybe multiples. But we do get 3 packs. See what we wind up with. I think this is mostly stuff we already have. We did get another Hero Signal. That's pretty important. Now we can actually play Hero Signal in our hero deck. And strangely enough, that is also our first Negate attack. We saw the power of Negate attack with Bountiful Artemis previously, but I don't think we're going to have the card pool to do that and the rest of the stuff we have, so let's go ahead and move on to our second pack. We got a 3rd Skyscraper, and we got a Rottweiler. Rottweiler is good, but it's only good if we have polymerizations to play with it. Alright, and then for our 3rd last pack, polymerization 1 time, please? No, we got no polymerization. We did get a Hero Signal, so that is our 3rd Hero Signal. Pretty disappointing we didn't get a polymerization, because that is our best chance to get it. We did also get a Wing Karibo, so our Wing Karibo level 10 is live if we really want to. But I'm pretty excited to have a playset of Hero Signal for the next iteration. So we've got some big changes planned for our next episode, Power of the Duelist. But you'll have to wait until next week to find out what they are. That's going to be a wrap for today's episode of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Progression Series. Join us next time when there are some big changes on the way. See you around.